is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology Zone. So in this tutorial, I'll be going to show you guys how to interact with Neo4j database with Claude Anthropic MCP. Okay, or you can call it Model Context Protocol. So for last couple of weeks, I have seen a lot of use cases, but I didn't find any relevant use cases where I can interact with MCP with something realistic, which I'm right now using or working. So just because I started a new playlist or series on Neo4j graphRAG, so I thought of exploring some of the possibilities to integrate MCP with Neo4j graphRAG. And while doing that, I found there are no such videos are available on YouTube or Medium. So I thought of creating this tutorial. Hopefully this is going to be kind of very helpful for all of you. I'm not going to do anything groundbreaking here. I just wanted to give you guys kind of intuition that how we can develop your own MCP server, which can help you to interact with Neo4j database with the help of graphRAG package, and on the underlying LLM will be OpenAI. So OpenAI, Claude, and Claude Model Context Protocol, and Neo4j graphRAG. These three things are going to be interact with each other to actually do something on the Neo4j. So just to maintain the simplicity, or for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to create a simple Neo4j node from a natural language. Means in the Anthropic Claude desktop application, I'll be just going to write create a node for this and this in an English, simple English sentence with the help of LangChain pydantic parser. It will be going to convert that into a Neo4j node object, which is part of graphRAG. Okay, and then with the help of Neo4j graphRAG, I'll be going to create a Neo4j node, and everything will be going to happen with the help of this MCP. Okay, so the prerequisite is Neo4j graphRAG and MCP, and I believe enough of talking. So what is MCP? If you go to this document, you will find a lot of details here, but my objective is not to give you guys a lot of theory. I more or less like on the application or implementation side. So MCP as an open source protocol that standardize how application provide context to LLM. Think of MCP like a USB port for AI application, just as USB port provide a standardized way to connect your device with various peripherals and accessories. So basically MCP provides, the last line is important, MCP provides a way to connect AI models with different data sources. For example, here my AI model will be LLM and my data source will be Neo4j graph database. So I'll be going to interact with the help of MCP, and we'll try to create something in the Neo4j database. And the documentation for this MCP is available here, but you can use it. And I took some help from their this thing. How can you create MCP server? And with this simple like kind of a boilerplate, I have created my own tutorial. Okay, so let's start doing the coding part. Okay, so in the environment variable, I have set Neo4j URL, Neo4j username, Neo4j password, and my OpenAI key, and this is my database. Right now everything is blank. Right, so without wasting much time, let's start working on the coding part. Okay, so let's make it a little bit bigger, and let's start working on the coding part. So first what I will do, I will try to import all the necessary modules, and then we'll be going to actually import first I will start with the necessary module. So first thing first, just because I'll be going to extract from the environment variable, so from .env import load.env, right? This is very important. Then import OS, okay, and Neo4j, okay, right. Okay, what else I need? Maybe I need a string, and I need random. Okay, so I need random, I think I need string. Okay, let's see, string string. Okay, let me make it little bit more bigger, right? Okay, next thing, so now we need Neo4j writer. So from Neo4j underscore graphRAG dot experimental then experimental, then what, then components, okay, components, then dot kg writer, okay, and it will be import, okay, Neo4j writer, right? Then next thing will be component types. I think up to this part we can copy, okay, let me copy, okay, component dot types, right? So I need to import Neo4j graph and Neo4j node, okay, let's say Neo4j graph and Neo4j node. Done, this is done. Then what we'll do now, mostly on the LangChain side, so from LangChain.core dot output parsers import, I think, pydentic output parser, right? Then we need prompt template and chat OpenAI, okay. So from LangChain.openAI import chat OpenAI, right? Next thing maybe prompt, okay, from LangChain dot prompts import prompt template, right? Import prompt template, and last but not least we need that fast MCP. So how to actually import that from MCP? Oh, this I'm actually having a problem with my keyboard. So from MCP dot server, right? Then fast MCP import fast MCP, okay, right? Now next thing, I think everything is ready, so the coding, let's start. So this will actually load the environment variable, right? Then we are going to set up the URI, password and everything, right? So let's see. So URI, so URI is going to os dot get env, okay. So it will be like URI, right? Here it will be URI, right? Then we have username, then we have password, right? So it will be username, password will be password. Like this are actually available in my here, okay. Username, okay, password, username and password, right? Username and password. I think this is done. Now what we'll do, we'll be going to set up the LLM, right? So LLM is going to be chat OpenAI, then model is going to be GPT-4o, right? Okay, then parser, okay, parser is actually going to be like pydentic output parser, right? Then we do Pydantic object is going to be Neo4j node. Why? Because in Neo4j node already is inherited from the Pydantic base model. So my output, I'm creating a parser, means whatever input user is going to give, that will be converted into a Pydantic object, and the object type is Neo4j node. Means suppose if I'm saying create a country node with name equals to Australia and capital is Canberra, so it will automatically convert that as a Neo4j node, so that I can easily go and create that, and that will be done with the help of GPT-4 model. Okay, right? Now what else? Now we have to create a template, or maybe I can just write it is basically a prompt template, but I just going to give it a name called prompt. Maybe I can just write PT. PT means prompt template. So prompt template like this, and it will be like this. Okay, so first keyword will be template, then input variables, then partial variable, right? So let me write this template. Template will be read the user input, okay, and convert as JSON, JSON, JSON. Read the user, convert as JSON, convert it into a JSON. Okay, right. Value of the ID will be, if you remember, Pydantic object is requires something called ID, and that is a mandatory attribute that will be coming from ID, and we need to actually generate it on a runtime, right? So then -n. So first thing will be like format instruction. Okay, a variable format instructions. Okay, and there will be another this, and that will be user input. So input, right? Done. Then we are going to just hold on, give a comma and go down. So in there, then next thing will be input variables. So it will be this. So input variable will be input, right? This is my input variable input, and then what we are going to write, we have to write partial variable. So partial variable will be something like this, a JSON, and in the JSON we are going to set our partial variable. So partial variable is format instruction, right? So I can just write format format, right? Format instructions, okay, right? And then it will be parser, okay, dot get format instruction, I believe, right? And this is going to be a function. Okay, I think everything is done here. Let me execute and check whether I'm getting any error or not. No error means everything is working fine. So my Pydantic object is set, my LLM is set, and now what we'll do, we'll be going to create a chain here. Okay, right? And I'll be going to use LangChain LCL. So prompt plus LLM plus parser, right? So prompt will be going to receive the input that will be passed to an LLM. LLM is actually going to generate an output. Output will be parsed in the form of Pydantic object, and that is Neo4j node. Everything is done, right? So now what will happen? Now we are going to set up an MCP server, right? So for that, I can just write MCP. It is just like an fast API. Okay, the coding style fast MCP. Okay, then I will give a name like Ronnie RONI Neo4j MCP, or maybe I can just write, I don't want to use my name, let me just write Neo4j MCP, something like that. Okay, Then dependencies means what are the additional Python dependencies are required. Dependencies. If you don't write this thing, then what will happen? It will give error for Neo4j graphRAG, then Neo4j, all this thing will be not going to work. So dependencies will be starting from Neo4j. Okay, then next additional dependency will be I think Neo4j graphRAG, Neo4j underscore graphRAG. Okay, right. Then next will be LangChain, all modules we need. Okay, and maybe next we require LangChain core, LangChain hyphen core. Okay, and then we need LangChain open AI. I think LangChain hyphen core, LangChain OpenAI, LangChain and normal LangChain. So Neo4j GraphLab, LangChain core, LangChain OpenAI. So everything I added. So my MCP server is ready, right? Now what will happen? Now we'll be going to create a async def function to load the Neo4j data, right? So for that, what we'll do, async def, okay, and load data to Neo4j, load underscore data underscore to underscore Neo4j. Okay, so what it will receive, it will accept Neo4j node and the type will be Neo4j node, right? Okay, and I will just like this, and let's create a description that load Neo4j node into the Neo4j database. Okay, done. Right, now how this will do, so let's start with a try. Okay, try, right? So with Neo4j, right, with Neo4j.driver, I believe, right, first we have to set up a Neo4j driver. So with Neo4j dot graph database, okay, dot driver. Okay, so inside that we have to pass the URI and authentication. So URI, so it will be small URI, comma, and then auth, auth equals to username, comma, password, like this. Okay, and this, right, as driver. So I can simply write as driver like this. And so we are going to set up a writer equals to Neo4j writer. So inside that it will be going to use driver. Okay, driver, right, driver is there. Now I set up the driver, I set up the graph now. So graph is going to be created with the help of Neo4j like graph, and this is going to use nodes keyword. Inside that I'll be just going to pass this thing. So user will input something, that input will be converted as a Neo4j node, that node will be actually passed into this function, and this is going to create the Neo4j node. Very simple, right? So then what will happen, so we'll be just going to write await, okay, writer dot run, and inside that you have to pass the Neo4j graph. Okay, graph, done. Okay, so if there is any exception, except exception as E, okay, then what will happen, we'll just write print, okay, and if, and we can simply write error loading data to Neo4j, right, error loading data to Neo4j. So guys, this is not the best or effective way of doing error handling, but you know, my ultimate objective is to give you guys some sort of idea that how this MCP protocol you can use it with your Neo4j database. So that is why I'm just not keeping this thing very much ultra efficient, okay, but later on we can do it, okay. So right, so this function is ready, async function. Now this function will be used into the MCP tool. So we need to actually use MCP dot tool. This is the standard way of writing MCP tool, okay. So you have to do a documentation, read the documentation, then you will be able to understand, okay. So this, now what we'll do now, we'll be going to create a function, and that function is going to be part of this tool, okay. Async def create node, okay, and that will be going to accept the user input. So input will be str, right, input will be str, and then output also going to be an str, right. Okay, done. So now let's write a description. Create a Neo4j node, create a Neo4j node based on the raw user input, based on the raw user input. Right, this is done. Now let's do something. So I can create a variable called node. Node will be like chain.invoke, okay, right, chain.invoke, right. So it is actually going to accept two parameter. If you check in here, so it will be like it is going to use format input and id, right. So first I have to write this dictionary like input will be coming from this input, so I can simply write input, right, and then I have another like variable id is going to be id will be going to be created from a random string of id. So how this id is going to be generated, maybe I can just write simply id, and let me derive this id. So this id will be let me think, so so something like this, then dot join, okay, right, then random dot choices, okay, and then string dot escalators plus string digits, right. So string digits, and the length I can decide it is k equals to 12, right. This is fine, and I can simply id, okay, done, perfect, okay, right. So this is going to be here, and this is going to be coming from this thing, okay, right, everything is done. So I think node is created, done. Now what we'll do, we'll be going to create something called ACCCS success equals to await, okay, load, and there what I'll be going to pass, I'll be going to pass this node, right. So node is created and node is actually going to use. So now what we'll do, if success means if success is then what will happen, we're just going to return this thing, return something on the console. So what I will write, label equals to node dot label, right. This label is actually node dot label, so this node dot label, okay, if node.label is present, if node.label, okay, and then else what will happen, else we just write no label. Okay, done. Okay, and we can just write what are the properties this is created. So properties equals to, maybe I can just write with comma and this, then dot join, and there probably I can just write I'm just thinking, okay, like this, and then I can just write this. Okay, then just write an f string of this, right? Okay, then what is just write key value pair, okay, colon v, key value pair for k and v in, for k comma v in node dot I think node dot properties dot item. I think this was up to this part. Okay, I think okay, for kv in node dot pro, I don't think so it is required. Node dot properties, node dot properties, I think node dot properties dot items, and then this thing, and after that my list is closed like this. Okay, and then if node dot properties present properties, then else no properties. Let me check whether my spellings are correct or not. So join is happening here, then this, okay, kv for k and v in node dot properties pro tis dot items, if node dot properties, else no properties. I think this is done. Label and properties is ready. Now what we'll do, we'll be just going to return this thing. Okay, return f, and then this what we will write, node successfully added to db. Okay, db, then I can just write label is label, right? And then I can just write properties. Okay, is properties, right? This is fine, no problem at all, and we're just going to put a stop, right? And if it is else, what will happen, we'll be just going to write fail to load database, something like that. We'll write else, we'll write return, and we will write fail to add node to the database, fail to add node to the database, right? This is done. And just because we have a try, I believe I think in this node I have here, I forgot to put a try here, right? So if I put a try here, everything should be on this side. Okay, fine. And then what will happen, except exception has E. Okay, okay, and let me, I think coding part is completed, not much is left here, right? So what we'll do, we'll just write error underscore message equals to string of E, so str of E, and we can simply return that, return like if, okay, and error occur while processing your request, okay, then this with error message and then stop. I think that's it. I think this is ready. Okay, everything is ready. Right now what we'll do, I'll be just going to minimize something here, and I will just go ahead and open my Claude Anthropic. Okay, this will only work with the Anthropic desktop version. So if you see, nothing is here. Once the MCP server is ready, you will be able to find a hammer here, hammer kind of an icon here. So what I will do, I'll be just going to quit it again. Okay, now what we'll do, let's execute this part. Okay, okay, so the code is actually first MCP install the file name, python file name server.py. hopefully I haven't done any mistake. If some errors are coming, we can fix it. So it is ready. Now what we'll do, let me open this Claude Anthropic from here, right? Let's wait. So it's moving, means something is happening, and if you see, I can see an hammer here. Okay, right, and I want to actually show something here. If you go to settings, go to developer, you see Neo4j MCP is created here, right, and it is running, and you see it is using created like this. Okay, and if you want to check the configuration, you go here and you have to open this file, okay, in this, and you see this is the configuration. Okay, right, these are the internal things. If you don't read that documentation, it won't be like useful. So that is why you have to read that documentation. See, coding is not important at this moment. Like you can get the code from ChatGPT from somewhere. Yeah, the code whatever I am writing here, maybe it will be the first one on the social platform or maybe in the internet, but in coming days maybe multiple developers or creators are going to do it. Okay, so let's do something. So let's try to write something, but before that, let's go here and see. I have nothing here. So if I just do a refresh, okay, no, nothing is there. So this is just for, I'm doing just like knowledge graphRAG, and it was just coming from the schema. Okay, so let's try to do something. This is the main important thing, and this is, if I click here, you see create node. This is a function I added in the tool, create node, that is coming, right? Super cool, right? Okay, and the from server Neo4j MCP, that is my server name. How it is coming? It is coming from here. If you see, yeah, this one. Okay, cool, right? So let's click here and try to write. We'll write it here now. So maybe create a node, create an employee node with name as Ronnie, and company as Neo4j. Before I hit this thing, I just want to show you guys, like I have nothing here. So right, so let's hit this thing. Okay, now let's see the magic. Okay, see the cool thing, it is asking that it wants to use my tool which is available in local. So I just click allow for this chat. Now it will automatically do everything. Okay, it is right now doing it and done. See, right, it is node successfully added and it is saying this thing and it is coming from my code. So if I go here, if you see node successfully added, it is coming from here, right? Super cool, right? One node is added. Now let's go and check here, and you see employee node is created with company Neo4j, name Ronnie, and it is auto generated ID. Super cool, right? Okay, let me actually do something else. Maybe I can just write create a player node where name of the player is Messi. Okay, and country is Argentina. Okay, so let's execute and let's see. Same thing, I just given access for this chat, so it will be session based. So for this chat it will not ask me for the request and again, so it will use it and it is created. If you see here, so it is saying that some error is there, but it is created, I believe. Okay, here is again validation error, create node input player label propping country dict. So yeah, so next it is created that it is or it will automatically fix the error as well. Okay, first time it was getting some error, but next time it fixed it and automatically created. And if we create here, you see I have a player and I have Messi, right? So these things are cool. If it is able to if it gets any error, it will fix it, because it has like auto correction capabilities, but I don't know like why it is giving the error. So input should be a valid string. Okay, so maybe something is not generated like that. Maybe the ID property value is generated in some dictionary or something. Maybe that is why it is not able to generate it, but here it is actually generated and you can see it is completely. So super cool, right? I believe you saw this thing in ChatGPT. If you are asking ChatGPT to generate some error, maybe sometime it gets error and next time iteration it will automatically fix it. So this is super cool. I'm actually developing at the early stage with this MCP protocol and Neo4j graphRAG, but in the upcoming days I'll try to build something more exciting. But I'm excited to share this with you guys, and this is amazing. So you can understand that I'm using Claude desktop, and Claude this desktop Claude desktop is act as a client, and MCP server is actually running here on my computer. So client and server both are actually running on my server, and Neo4j is running also my server, that is my data store, and I'm using OpenAI LLM. So first when I hit this thing, this one it is calling this MCP protocol here, right here. So create node, it calls this thing, it converts that user input with the help of LLM into a Neo4j node, and after that it is calling this function like here to create a Neo4j thing. So from this client I'm accessing MCP server, I'm accessing Neo4j, and also I'm accessing OpenAI API, right? Super cool. Excited. So guys, please let me share your feedback. I know this is kind of a little bit messy tutorial, but I try to make it very simple and clean and clear. Just let me know your feedback, and I'm 100% sure that you guys will be able to make some benefit out of it. Okay, but I'm looking forward to get some sort of feedback. Okay, and if you have any other use cases, or if you want to do something with Neo4j, and if you need to do some sort of collaboration for any project or engagement, I'm happy to do that. Please let me know so that we can do something for the community, or maybe we can do some amazing stuff. Okay, so enough of talking. I'll be just going to conclude and close the video over here. We will see you in the next video with an upcoming an exciting tutorial. I don't know what will be there, but definitely something exciting is coming. Okay, so that's it guys, that's it for today. We will see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, have a nice day and happy learning. Thank you very much.